Hello everybody, another how-to video, this time with Schnell Boats by Compass Games, designed by Joe Carter. Should be releasing in July of 2023. Brief module overview. I've done this one a long time ago. It's been sitting. So I'll just go over the brief how to use this. On the main map, you're going to have your targets. Nothing's fancy here. Just put the target zones next to the ones where you got to hit. I usually do something like this. And then when you're done, hit clean up and everything will go back to place. Same for your S-boat squadron and your S-boats. These indicate which ones you have with you. Just move off to the side any that aren't with you. You return them when you're done there. You're also, if you're using a T-boat, you just flip all these over. Um, as you go through your zones, you just keep moving this. I didn't do anything fancy there. Cleanup will send it back to Cherbourg. And your sea states, manually put it on each sea state. I don't think yeah, I actually did put it on there. Where you can just go ahead and set your sea state. I also put weather on there so you could remember your weather. Because on the game, you have these nice mats for each weather to place next to your board for that day. On Vassal, you've got it up here all the time. So I put that on there so you wouldn't forget what your weather is. Again, we're going to go clean up. That'll send everything back to good in the C state right there. You can put your metals here, if any. If you just, as you get them, you just flip them up. Next, you got your pieces. Not a whole lot. I think I have most pieces in here. Most of them should be available throughout the game, though, so you really shouldn't have to use any of these. Your basic dice: three-sided, six-sided, eight-sided, two eight-sided, and then a 20 D20. Your placement mats for damage and whatnot. You're going to, if you get mines, you're going to load your mines. DCs, you're going to load your DCs. Torpedoes, you're going to load your torpedoes. When you're done, you clean up. It'll zero everything out. You put injuries on guys or send them to the rest areas. You can put wounds on them, veteran on them. I think the torpedoes mostly stay loaded once you're in there. Gun crews becomes an ace crew. So anything you should be able to stick on these is put on them. For flooded, you're going to have that on there. You just click on these to make them flooded. Fire extinguishers, use them. Use them. I actually ought to have something in there that makes it look a little bit less, but it is what it is right now. Rest beds you'll send your wounded guys. Your engines, if they become inoperable. Trying to think if there's anything else on here inoperable. Going to clear that out when you're done. We have your T-boat, same thing. Loading your rockets in, clean up, load your rockets in and do your fire extinguishers all back to the beginning. Your engines will be all repairable or out, inoperable, etc. Again, that'll all clean up by hitting the cleanup. You can take screenshots of any of these. I recommend making up a folder for anything like that. Your next is your combat mats, which you'll do most of your damage. I have the random chits up here that draw down and put into the deck down here. You're done, you clean them up. Say if we got I can't remember Marines. I think our Marine ships. 1 to 4. You're going to put all these into your. Actually, going to send them all to the random. Going to draw out of here for the random combat. Going to return them to the random deck, and then when you're done the whole counter, you hit clean up, and it returns everything back to where it belongs. Weather, good weather, yeah, we've got all that. Aircraft, you're going to place them. There's one few things you will have to place. Merchant ships, you'll have to place them. Warships, you'll have to place them. Your ships, place them, just draw them out of the pieces up there. These are the same for all of them. The way they operate, pretty straightforward. Next is the damage logs. Again, mm, some of these are not working. I got to go back in and do them. 20 millimeter cannon is one of them. These should all be selectable and mark off damage. Doesn't look like my 20 millimeter cannon's either in there or selectable, so I got to fix that. But anyway, it will be by the time this is released. All these are, again, selectable, and you just increase them as you accrue damage. When you're done, clear it, zeroes everything out. Got to find out about that 20 millimeter. T-boat's the same way. Everything's selectable in there. You got your different superficial hits down here, rockets launched, etc. Next is your squadron status. They all start out available, but if they're under repair or not, you'll just kind of move these around. If you clear the sheet, it'll center everything out. You can also put your replacement dates and completion dates in there. Anything you need to do should be in there. Next is the crewman status, and I've already named mine for the campaign. You got your medals down here that you click on as you accrue them. I'll keep track of your end dates if they get killed, which you'll end up having to start another sheet. So if you lose them and you want to keep track of end dates, just take a picture of the one and then rename the guys, and you'll on a fresh clear that out and name a fresh one. Same I do for everything. TV votes are in the same menu right underneath there. We got your next is the mission and campaign log. All the missions you can have. I only make one of these, so when you fill one out, just take a screenshot of it, save it, clear this out, and start a new one. That would save you a lot of logs to go through. Actually, I did make 6 of them, so you don't have to do that on these. It's one of the ones I actually went ahead and did 6 of them on, so that should get you through a campaign without saving. Your warship status and enemy warship, everything should be selectable to mark damage down as you accrue it. And when you're done the encounter, just hit clear. That'll clear everything out. And crew status, same thing. Typical status sheet. Everything is selectable and um, clear, clearable. So pretty simple. Try to make everything as easy as possible for everybody. Convoy ship, enemy convoy ship status. Keep track of those as you get them. You just click out the ones that you're going to be having in that encounter, and whatever damage they take, clear it when you're done. And charts will not be included. That's going to be for mine only. They are in a separate extension, and I will not include them. As you see right there, it's an extension that's loaded, and that doesn't go outside of me. So there you have it. That's a basic overview of Schnell Boats. I'll be releasing that in July, I believe, is what Mo told me. So pretty straightforward. Kind of a simple module, but a good module. Everything should be included in there. And that's it. Thanks everybody for joining me. We will see you next time. This is an overview of Schnell Boats VASSAL module by Joe Carter, put up by Compass Games. Thanks all for joining me. Have a good night.